what I can now call a friendship here over the last few games. After three, that's it, right? I mean, that's the cutoff there. I wouldn't say that it was, immediately the fact that you said, hey, I like the Avs too, pointing at my shirt.
That's right.
But I'm really excited about this one. This could very well be one of the best games that we call here today.
Yeah, you've got the SELC champion in Virginia Tech, one of the toughest conferences in the league this year, squaring off against the PCLL champion in Boston College, again, one of the tougher divisions in the league this year. So these are two teams that have weathered a lot of tough storms this year. They've kind of been through the trial by fire, lost a few games, each of them, but all of them have been close and competitive with some of the best teams in the league, and now they're out here to prove that they've kind of learned their lessons from their mistakes, and they're out here to play for 4 days.
I'm really just thrilled about this one. It's a 6 versus 11 seed, and that's what we kind of see. We just had a fantastic game here on field number 5. We had the Oregon Ducks, and they were facing off against Michigan State. But even inside of that game, you had a 3 versus a 14 seed, and down the stretch, that became very apparent. These ones can sometimes be all the more fun to call because of that closeness, not only of the skill level, but just overall, everything seems to be that much tighter.
Yeah, there's so much squishing room in between what makes a 6 seed and what makes an 11 seed. And in some regards, these are some of the most equally matched teams in the tournament by seeds.
You can hit us up on Twitter. We're going to get you a hashtag here in just a second, and we're just underway. This is again Virginia Tech and Boston College just underway.
And one of the things to keep watching as this game goes on, these have two of the better face-off units in the entire country. Both of them average over 65% win percentage. Boston College has been over 70% this year. Those are some elite numbers, and they're the strengths for both teams. So it's going to be fun to see strength versus strength at the face-off X today.
So hit us up, hashtag BC versus VT. Pretty easy.
Easy enough.
We're underway here in the first 30 seconds of play. Already a couple empty possessions for both sides of the ball, and there is a flag down, so it looks as though we're going to have a free possession here for BC. Boston College is in those dark uniforms with some gold numbers and trim. Virginia Tech is coming in with white unis and orange numbering and trim. Boston College with a pass. That one in and out of the pocket of the intended target, and it will turn into a quick whistle, and we'll get our first man-up opportunity of the day.
Yep, and this is going to be our first chance to see both the man-down unit of Virginia Tech, the man-up unit of Boston College. If you're Boston College, this is a good chance to kickstart your offense. Get the man-up on the offside here, so 30-second quick little penalty. But this is what you want to start a game. You want those opportunities to create some free offense. Man-up opportunity will do that.
Chris Lowe's going to take a knee here for Virginia Tech. Worked out of X. Nice little fake pass initially. Dish does come out, and it's worked around on a nice 2-3-1 set. They'll go inverted now out from the X position. Pass comes up to the high slot area. Good ball movement here from BC, but then in and out of the pocket of an intended target, rolls to the end line, turns into a Virginia Tech ball.
Yeah, and it always hurts as a coach to watch and see a man-up opportunity that goes kind of by the wayside without getting a good, strong opportunity, but lots of time left in the game, obviously. Virginia Tech's going to just kind of use the one-man clear. It's not going to work.
Here's an opportunity for BC now. Numbers upfield, opportunity on a backdoor feed. Couldn't quite connect. There is a big Owen Landfeld. Sorry, I'm on the backward side. Matthew Herman is the goalie here for Virginia Tech. Starting Tendy looks to be Richard O'Keefe for BC. And they're pushing him up a little bit. Not necessarily a 10-man ride, but definitely letting him
aggressive.
Kind of push out. BC with another possession here as they're working it around.
Yeah, I was going to say, we see a lot of aggressive rides in the MCLA. It's kind of a mark of a lot of the teams. You can see it from both teams here. Neither's going to be passive. They'll be aggressive in that ride, try and create turnovers.
What would the benefit of a passive ride be?
The passive ride, the real benefit is you can try and slow down transition. If you're willing to drop back, not give up transition goals, force the goals to come in 6-on-6. So if you're playing against a team that is strong early in the offense, you may want to pull off your ride a little bit, be a little bit more passive, and force them to try and score in 6-on-6 situations instead of in the ride in transition.
So if you're like an MSU, for instance, Michigan State, they're just so solid 6-on-6, they could,
yeah, you can
in
see
theory, right?
They're not a team that would make sense to run a 10-man ride.
Yeah. Worked around now. It's BC still with a possession. It's going to be taken here by Quinn. Quinn got a shot to go, and then it's worked around the perimeter. He gets back, top of the field again. Quinn dishes off near side, finds Scaring. Scaring making a move. Now has to cut back again, looking for that pick. Pass comes in front, tuck attempt.
It's going to be a flag on the hit on the goalie, I believe.
So that's an interesting full whistle down.
Yeah, not sure the call here. We'll see. Still waiting for the call here from the bench. Not exactly sure what it is, but we do know Virginia Tech will go on the man up here.
So, slash the call. It's a minute infraction against BC.
So you go right from seeing Boston College's man-up unit to seeing Virginia Tech's.
Sheridan takes the knee, and it's going to be VT with the opportunity. I just can't say that. Virginia Tech will take this one up top. Just doesn't feel right. Like, BC's okay, you know, but VT just sounds a little strange. Worked near side. Down to GLE. Up top near side corner once again. And they worked that 3-3 set counter right now. And we've seen very few teams find success with that so far. But a nice back post feed. Just kind of kicked away from the man and out of his pocket.
Yeah, one of the things you want to see in a 3-3 set is a lot of motion. You want to see some wheels and start to create it here. You're looking for those skip passes. They're a little bit tough in the 3-3 to find. You'd like to see motion out of the offense to be able to create some of those holes. That time it was a little bit of a stagnant 3-3, and because of that, Boston College was able to get their sticks in the pass lane, knock down any passes they had.
It was a good job, though, swarming the ball and riding hard there and getting it back for Virginia Tech. They come to the near side. 8 seconds. Shot! And
what a
big
save. I mean, getting down low, almost doing the splits to make that save. That thing had eyes for the corner, that lower corner.
And it's going to be O'Keefe who has this one and will trot up the field now for Boston College. And he's going to activate from the backside.
And they're going to be offside, I believe.
No, there's a couple guys that were back.
I think they were offside. You have to have 4 back, including your goalie. They had 3 back. Looks like it's going to be a moot point here because Virginia Tech ended up creating the turnover.
So just like that, it'll be the Hokies who take this one in. A little bit of a miscommunication here from.
Yeah, and you can see they're still not matched up quite right. See, there's only two Eagles out there for the ride. Now they get it all right. So a little bit confusing in the subbing game early.
Worked around the perimeter, though. Virginia Tech with another offensive set here, scoreless. In first quarter action, 10-14 left here in the first stanza. Work down far side, and there's a lane to the net. Man has a chance. Shot. Big save from O'Keefe once again.
Great trail check.
And that's seemingly something where you have to watch for that defender. You can't be too lackadaisical when you make that move, especially when you're trying to cut in on frame like that.
Yeah, and as a defensive coach, trail checks aren't necessarily what you want because it means you're behind the guy. It means you're kind of going for a little bit of what's called a home run check. But if you're good at landing it, it's kind of one of those things that can bail you out. So can't be too disappointed when you get it, but you don't want to be relying on that too often.
O'Keefe activates yet again here from the back and works it around the perimeter as Boston College now has it on the near sideline, and they'll try and work from an open set now. Not as much movement, though, and that's what we see is when you have this open set, you have told me and taught me, you want to see a lot of those dodges, and then here's an opportunity. That one didn't change plane, but you want to see a lot of people ducking in and out.
Yeah, you want to see guys popping in. You want to see guys popping out. An open set's a good place to start, but it's not really a good place to end because it makes the adjacent slides pretty easy. You can see Boston College here. They're settling into more of a traditional set. And a nice shot there.
I did not see who the
number 47.
That was a very good one off the stick of Gerard Quinn. And we have got our first goal, 1-0 lead for Boston College.
What I like about that set there, Boston College gets the ball behind to X, and they kind of draw the slide early with that dodge at X. You see that slide come out early, that ball skips immediately up top to a nice step-down shot. Those are hard to defend when you're sending that help early behind. That opens up a lot of those looks up top, just like you saw there for a nice step-down shot. Hands-free, those are tough to save as a goalie.
It's going to be a restart whistle. Face-off is down. This one is going to be pushed backwards. Boston College will scoop it up.
Yeah, we knew Carney was going to be good, and you can see there not only was he able to win the faceoff, but he's able to take a second and direct that ball exactly where he wants to go. So he beats him on the clamp, is able to turn, pop that ball out to where only his guys can get it, and that's a great faceoff win. Those are the ones that you say, like, sometimes a faceoff is 50-50. That one's not. That one's 100% BC because of where he put that ball.
And that's something that they have with such an excellent faceoff man. They can start to set up those plays for these wingers and just kind of cause havoc and know where that ball is going to be going.
Yeah, if you have a faceoff guy that can direct it, it opens up a lot of possibilities for how you can play.
Worked around far side. This is going to be Scaring who takes this, trying to get away from a Virginia Tech defender. Pass comes down low. Far side GLE through X now to the near side. Gathered in there by Gerard Quinn. He goes up top, and they'll reset, trying to attack once again with Yanako. Yanako dishes off far side. Worked around, shot from
outside.
A tight angle off the outside of the goal frame, and gathered in by Matthew Herman. Herman steps out and will take his time working upfield here, looking for options.
You can see both teams are settling into this kind of 3-3 passive ride. Very different than what we've seen in some of the earlier games with the aggressive rides. This one, if you take your time, there will be looks. This is the type of ride where really what they're trying to do is slow you down, slow the transition down, make you play in 6-on-6, not give up any easy goals in transition. Exactly what we talked about earlier.
Worked up now to Noah Dewey. He had 31 goals on the regular year. Now Dewey passes off, has help off the bench. Man, spins, almost had a lane to shoot. Dewey had it for about a millisecond, gets rid of it. Nice ball movement here from Virginia Tech as they work through and sub up the middle. Fresh troops coming off the bench here as Martirano onto the field to play.
I'm not sure how much you can hear in the broadcast, but the Boston College defense is very vocal. That helps a ton in the communication to make sure your slides are on time and you're moving as a unit. Nice save.
O'Keefe's having a really strong start to this game. Richard O'Keefe gets out once again, makes another stop, and we'll see. That's the thing. You don't want to wear out your goalie from it, but if you can have a attendee that throughout the game can activate, which he started to, but we've seen a number of teams that have had first quarters of activation or like a first few sets. If that can be somewhat consistent throughout the game, it can definitely be a factor.
A goalie can certainly spark some transition in the some offense in the transition, especially if he's able to get that ball quickly and look up. The way both of these teams are riding is very passive. They don't want to give up those easy opportunities. They're going to make you beat them in 6-on-6.
Here's a chance on frame and a goal.
And that comes off of a great check from Virginia Tech. They slide back. They're actually able to poke check that ball out. That makes it so the goalie can't read where the ball is going. It ends up sneaking over his head. Boston College up 2-0.
Looks as though that came off the stick of Spencer Bromley with 32 goals, 13 assists on the year. He's one of the highest point getters for this Boston College team, and it's 2-0 now. We've got 6:09 left. I'm roasted, man.
It's getting warm.
Face-off coming up here with just over 6 minutes and change to go. Draws down this one again. Pushed forward, but eventually Virginia Tech comes in, has a man that knocks that BC player down. An early 2-0 lead for the Eagles of Boston College. Coming towards the press box.
Oh, looks like that was not what Boston College was expecting there. They thought it went off white there, so they were kind of playing to back a guy off, not necessarily touch the ball. Ref saw it differently. It's going to go to Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech's going to get the restart whistle. And now in comes Riley. Riley will take this, gets it down to Dewey, and Dewey fakes it back to Riley, instead takes himself into X, works over far side GLE with a quick feed. And Virginia Tech now working that open set of their own. It's all, I mean, like I said, it's almost one of those where they're moving in and out of an open set and a 2-3-1.
And that's a little bit of confusion. Looked like the adjacent guy was thinking he was going to set a pick. The guy with the ball looked like he was going to pass it to him. Miscommunication leads to a turnover, and you can see how quickly Virginia Tech just gets back on the ride. Their attack is dropping. Their midfielders are dropping. They're not going to give up anything easy in transition. They're going to make the Eagles earn it in 6-on-6.
Eagles trying to push play somewhat here with a hefty pass. Nice job marking up here as they tried to get a quick change, sub up the middle.
One of the things as you're clearing against a ride like what Virginia Tech is showing, you want to be patient because you can't afford turnovers because they're essentially giving you the ability to clear the ball, saying, hey, if you're patient, there's going to be options for you to clear it. You just can't force passes there. You just got to be patient, and they'll open up because there is not a lot of pressure on that ride.
Ball worked around the perimeter here by Boston College. Eagles work it to the far side. Shot. It's a low skipper. High to low attempt, and it looks as though it's going to be backed up by BC. Nice job hopping out, though, there. Herman's trying to track it down for his Virginia Tech squad. Yeah, early on, you can kind of feel BC right now a little bit more into this game, though. You know,
certainly controlling the tempo of the game so far. It feels like Boston College is in control of what's happening thus far.
Virginia Tech, though, seems to be right on the cusp there. If they can start to kind of get something going. They just
certainly not overwhelming either way.
No, it's not. But they just don't seem to be as
fast break.
Excited. Here's a chance. Dewey had to go in and out of his pocket.
And that's a great look, a great feed. That's what you asked for in a fast break. Made the perfect read, skipped it across the middle. Just can't handle the ball. Otherwise, that is a likely goal for Virginia Tech. Just those little things, making sure you pass and catch that ball correctly. Those are going to add up over the course of a game.
And you've got to make sure you catch the ball before you turn to shoot it.
Yep. It's something you learn from the young age, right?
Absolutely. That's what I learned first when I started lacrosse. Ball's worked down near sideline. And BC now passes around the perimeter as it's going to be Scaring who has it again. This kid can feed the ball. You love to see it. 24 assists in his regular season campaign. And that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's very good. And if you're a defense, you have to recognize that and make sure you're not sending help too early to him, knowing that he's looking to create a feeding opportunity, not necessarily a dodge to score. So you got to adjust your defense just a little bit to account for somebody who's a good feeder like that. And you see Boston College here, they're using a lot of the two-man game. It's where they use those pick-and-roll situations on the wing. That's something that Grand Canyon is almost famous for, this exact play. Louis DeDonatis, the head coach for Boston College, came from Grand Canyon, brought that same style of play with him. You can see them mirroring some of what Grand Canyon does in their offense here in Boston College.
But that's also what we heard was finding a lot of success when we talked to the Virginia Tech coach. As well, he said they're finding some good offense here lately. So it can work. But
yeah, it's super popular in lacrosse right now. Everybody's using it because it's really hard to defend. Being able to switch those picks takes a ton of communication, making sure that you have the right matchups. I mean, a pick does so much. You see it in basketball all the time because it's effective. And in lacrosse, it's the same way. Picks really help to spring matchups or spring space on a dodge.
Here's an opportunity, a little bit of a run. Pass comes down into X. Aaron Feed, though, turns into an empty possession. That's what you hate to see if you're BC. You kill off some of the clock, you have a 2-0 lead, but you've got 2:27 left.
Yeah, lead without a shot.
Not even a chance on goal.
And actually they had a shot clock that had been put on right before they turned that ball over, so the refs were trying to prod them into having a little bit more activity on offense. And you can see here's Boston College in their version of the drop three. They're a little bit more aggressive on the back line, but not aggressive with the ball. This is where you have patience. You move that ball over, you should be able to have a look up. But BC's doing a good job of sliding.
And so they'll heave it up.
And that's what you don't want. You don't want to have to throw it down to your attack. You want your midfielders to come up a little bit more, make yourself accessible. There's 3v3. You should have an extra guy with the goalie to be able to find that space.
Pass comes back to O'Keefe now as BC was able to cause that turnover.
So for BC, yeah, that's a big win. Being able to take your ride where you're trying to make sure you don't give up transition and have a successful ride, that's a huge boost for Boston College.
2-0 early on here with just about 90 seconds left. First quarter action from field number 5, Salt Lake City. Ball's worked to the far side of the field of play. Worked low again now to X. BC trying to come out on the near side. They find GLE. Pass comes up to Quinn. Quinn now along further, finds the stick there of Yanako. Yanako just trots along and goes to Scaring. Scaring left-right on a nice cut with the left foot. Eventually, though, kicked free, and Virginia Tech tries to chase it down before the end line. That's an interesting play to see, though. I understand with what you're saying, this wedge where you have to really slide. Defensively,
That's right.
The wedge almost is what I call that as a ride. But, man, they didn't even pursue that loose ball.
They're immediately dropping back. They're saying, look, we're okay to give up a clear or two. And even right there, Boston College got it back again. So their drop 3-3 right is actually creating turnovers. But it's something where they're doing it in a way that they will not give up any transition opportunities if they continue to ride like that. It's really hard to find transition opportunities when a team drops their entire midfield back as soon as that ball turns over. And attack.
Yeah, I mean, those are the attackers that are holding the line. Here's a jump shot, stopped by Herman. Rebound comes out. It's behind the clock. 5 on the clock now here in quarter number 1, and it looks as though we may expire, but an opportunity at the end.
Great opportunity at the end.
And that's it. Good chance for BC at the end. And it looks as though in a battle that we anticipated being close, it is. It's 2-0. BC's on top, but it's also slow. We'll see if one team or the other kind of tries to pick pace up.
Yeah, Boston College just had a couple big saves, and really that's the difference right now in a 2-0 game.
We'll be back with more from Salt Lake City. This is the 2018 MCLA National Tournament. For Mr. Harris, I'm Mr. Chase, back with second quarter action.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and finished up at University of Maryland, College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. This is the Under Armour Banshee. It's the mid-level lacrosse cleat. What I like about it is it's got a low cleat feel, but with the protection of a mid to high cleat. I'm usually a guy who likes to protect my ankles, but I don't like to lose the mobility and feel like I'm wearing a heavy cleat. UA Banshee, untouchable, unstoppable.
Back with you here from Salt Lake City on Field 3 from the RAC. It's the Regional Athletic Complex. We're on Field 5. That's what I said, isn't it?
I think you said 5.
Yeah, totally.
I think you said 5.
Absolutely. I'm Lawton Chase, joined by my friend Jordan Harris. Jordan, I mean, we just talked about it right before we went to break, but, you know, a 2-0 game, a couple big saves from O'Keefe, and that is really the difference right now. But a lot slower, and I don't anticipate that there will be too much of an uptick, but you'd have to think there will be surges for both sides.
Yeah, this is the pace that both teams play at. You can see it's kind of ingrained in what they're doing. They're not teams that are going to be high tempo, transition offense. But you can see both teams are also doing what they can to prevent that from happening in the ride, which is kind of dictating the pace of the game right now, which is very deliberate, very slow back and forth, not a lot of back and forth fast action.
Probably only a handful of opportunities at offense for both sides of the ball because of that. And so far, BC has the 2 goals through 1 quarter of play. Off the opening face-off here, it's going to be gathered in for Virginia Tech for at least a moment there. So far, Dragachevets has not had the better of these face-offs, but we definitely anticipate that remaining the case.
Yeah, and that one he won cleanly. That one he had a perfect draw, popped it out in front to himself. He just couldn't gather the ground ball. And we've talked about this in all our games today. Face-offs is not just about what you do with the draw in the middle. It's not just about directing the ball. It's about picking it up. And so it takes an entire unit. It's about ground balls. It's about everything else. And those make huge, huge differences as they add up. And there's going to be
BC.
Looks like BC's going to be able to corral it in.
Oh, very nearly a turnover, yeah.
Potentially a turnover, but he's able to get it.
As it's going to be worked by the Eagles. They try and turn it into X, get it there eventually. Pass came, and Barrett has it there. Looking for his options. Decides to continue around that perimeter, and here is BC again with that offensive set. And that's something that we have to watch out for. Is something you got to watch out for. the open sets again.
Yeah,
we've talked about it. I don't want to beat a dead horse with a stick here, but when you don't have that movement, it could translate into some turnovers. So that's what I'm kind of worried about for BC, because they don't have a lot of off-the-ball movement.
Yeah, they're kind of being a little bit slow, and they're a deliberate team. You can see they're trying to work for these opportunities, trying to be slow. Now the question is going to be: are the refs going to start to get the hang of putting them in a shot clock early in these sets if they continue to be very slow and very deliberate early in their sets?
We'll see, though. BC's found some success. Shot this time, skips just wide. And it's going to be backed up nicely by BC. And they will take this one in, working it from the end line. And in X is Bromley. Bromley now trying to come out on the near side of the goal. Had an opportunity. Man broke his stick, long pole stick, shot and a goal. Just like that, it takes one man breaking the stick, and then he had to run to the sideline for a quick change. And all of a sudden, it's an opening.
Those are frustrating as a team to have. You can't control that. You have good check, your stick breaks, and then automatically you're giving up a man down opportunity because, like in hockey, if your stick breaks, you can stay on and play. You can use your hands. You can do whatever. In lacrosse, once your stick breaks, you have to get off the field. That creates that uneven opportunity for them. And, again, Boston College is able to take advantage of it.
That was Yannico who had that stick that was faulty twig. Translates into the third goal of the game here. And it's going to be another big face-off coming up. And this is really the battle that we have been watching throughout the day, is these two guys that are going back and forth. And it looks as though Virginia Tech's going to win.
They're going to get called for an illegal procedure there. I think it was a hold. Looks frustrated by that. Not quite sure what the call was. Nobody on the Virginia Tech sideline seems to be clear on what it was. I'm also not clear, but either way, it's kind of been a matchup at the X that is tilted heavily in Boston College's favor, but not necessarily for the same reasons. You get procedures, you get missed ground balls, you've got a couple that Boston College has won clean. All those things adding up have kind of made that tilt heavily in the Eagles' favor.
No, it's something that could easily start going back the other way in a moment's notice. 11:48 to go here, and ticking down in quarter number 2, 3-0 lead for Boston College. Eagles work out, low to high shot. They were trying for the skip that hits off the defender. Yep. That was right off Carter Birdsley.
And you see that backup happen all the way here. It's still closest to the ball when it goes out. Doesn't matter where the ball goes out. So even though it was all the way back here on Virginia Tech's offensive half of the field, Virginia Tech is closest to the ball on that shot because it bounced off of them. They end up getting the backup and taking the ball into offense.
Can the attacker back up?
Yep. It doesn't matter who it is. It's close to the ball wherever it is on the field.
So now it's going to be Virginia Tech, and you can start to see the pace maybe picking up a little bit for their offense as they're at least looking around, trying to find something. Works into X. Up far side, GLE, and that's not what you need right now. That's Dewey on the far side.
Playing so much defense in this second quarter. It feels like almost the entire second quarter Virginia Tech's been on defense. You get that first offensive possession, and to give it away without even a dodge, a shot, anything, those are frustrating to take.
BC now trying to activate from the back. Richard O'Keefe is going to take this one up the field of play.
That's going to go out.
Long outlet pass.
Like a little bit more patience there. If you're Boston College, you have plenty of time there. The time was not a factor. You're only about 10 seconds into the clear. You have an allotted 30. So you probably had some time to move that ball back and forth if you don't love the look. At the end of the day, the pass was there, just couldn't be corralled in to clear it.
Dewey now takes this for Virginia Tech as the Hokies try to go to work offensively. They got 10:27 to go in the second quarter of play. Down 3-0 though. They need to put something in here, get some offensive confidence, because right now their game is slow and they don't have any goals to account for these opportunities. It's just empty sets.
Yeah, and the momentum is really starting to build up for Boston College. You can hear it on their sideline. Every play they have, even with these turnovers here, they've got a couple in the clear. That's 2 in a row in the clear. Boston College is just fired up and ramped up right now, and Virginia Tech hasn't quite matched that emotion yet.
We'll see if they can get something that breaks that open. That's what I'm thinking. A goal or a big hit would probably do it.
Yeah, and at 3-0 is certainly nothing in the game of lacrosse. It's not like hockey where 3 goals may be the most the team gets in the game. We're going to get up to around 10 to 15 goals. So 3-0 is nothing. You just need to be able to get something to start to build that momentum up.
Worked around the perimeter. You don't want to go too long without scoring.
Yeah, 4 or 5-0, then you start to get a little bit nervous, especially as the second quarter's ticking down.
It's going to be worked around the perimeter. 2-3-1 set here for this Hokies offense.
Boston College being aggressive.
Here's a shot, and that one rings off the pipe and stays out. O'Keefe gets help from the best friends. And it's chased down by Dewey on that far side, who will back up for Virginia Tech. And even that, you can see some emotion from the sideline. It was a small thing, but it was just a shot that almost went home.
Well, and you saw Boston College pressing out there, so for Virginia Tech to be able to take that pressure and turn it into good opportunity, those are the things that start to build momentum. Take the pressure, turn it against the Eagles.
Working around again. Nice little fake. Now the pass does come far side, and a shot stopped by O'Keefe.
Shot, and the shooter gets buried there by Boston College. So they're playing aggressive. They're playing hard. This is hard-nosed lacrosse for Boston College.
Richard O'Keefe outlets near side to his long pole D-man. It's going to be Relikov who passes up and finds Scaring, who's across the midfield line. Scaring now, making a quick little run of it.
That's going to...
I mean, you think it looks good, but there's 6 guys.
Yeah, your sun's starting to drop here as well on the west side of the field. It's going to be in some eyes here in about 10 minutes. That may play a factor.
Should only be a short amount of time where it will, but you've got to be aware of that. Worked around BC, looking for another offensive set here as they set up shop in the Virginia Tech end. Nice little spin. Opportunity, man comes free, and so does the ball.
Too much. Now here's the ground balls. These are going to be the tell of the tape here.
It's going to be worked to another possession for Boston College. Then a great stick check again. Ball worked towards that midfield line, and eventually the pursuit gets there for Virginia Tech. And here come the Hokies.
Relentless. Both teams relentless right now. You can see it.
They do want it. Working this up and attacking is Connor Freeze. Freeze gives a quick little pass off. Finds his man off the bench. That's going to be Riley. Riley gets it off as well. Shot is a jumper and a good chance. O'Keefe missed it, but it goes through the crease and stays out. Now it's Freeze again. Up top. Finds the stick of Danny Riley once more. He tries to turn the corner and gets a little bit of help from Coates. Coates fighting for it. Riley in there as well, and the ball comes free to Boston College, and they're going to progress it up across that midfield line.
Looks like it's going to end up being a slow break here. The attack wasn't quite set up for a fast break, so not a great transition opportunity here for the Eagles, but a great clear. And you can see the Eagles upping the pressure on defense. They're not making it easy on Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech wants to play patient on offense. They want to move that ball around. But really, Boston College has started to press out on their poles and make that a lot harder for them to swing that ball around. And now they're able to create some of those turnovers. Those are going to be momentum builders for the Eagles.
Ball is going to be taken here by BC. Passed into X. No shot lanes, no passing lanes to the front of the goal, so they decide on more perimeter
And there it is right
play.
there. We talked about the sun. That was right in it. You can see it's just sitting right in his eyes.
And he had no,
you can see his reaction. He just didn't even see the ball coming.
He was talking to his man, Christian Backey, and he said, hey, man.
You can't see it at all. And you got a little bit of a visor on a lacrosse helmet, so you can tilt your head down, but sometimes the sun's just in his spot. There's no chance.
Yeah, hopefully it won't last too terribly long here for these boys. But you're going to have a few minutes where you will have to deal with that. 6:25 left. Flag
looks like we
flying.
got a flag. I'm not sure what for. Oh, it looks like it's going to be offside. So you'll see BC release that extra guy. So they'll be 7-on-6 here on defense until the whistle blows.
3-0. Long pole man with the shot attempt. Goes just wide. Good opportunity, though. Noticing, hey, that 7th guy came in. You know, you're not going to set up too much offense, so a good chance to at least get a shot on frame or close to.
Yeah, you probably don't want your long pole taking that shot there, stepping down from 20 and going low to low. But if you're a long pole, you definitely want to take that shot.
Absolutely. Spoken like a true...
yeah, you need a little taste of the glory. Offense gets all of it. Defense, you get a chance. You better take it, especially on the big stage here.
Restart whistle goes. It's man-up play for Virginia Tech, just a 30-second penalty. Worked around the perimeter, opportunity for the Hokies. They're going to go up top again. And eventually it's worked to Riley. He gives a pass off far side to Dewey. Up top again to Danny Riley. Work near sideline now, passing around the perimeter. Virginia Tech still looking to set this thing up. 10 seconds remaining here on man up. It comes up top into the air.
Yeah, if you ever want a quick way to judge how good a man down unit is, watch the activity of their stick inside. See how much it's moving, see how quickly it's getting up into the passing lanes, and the BC is a very good man down unit.
Now here comes a fast break.
Good timeout by Coach Nat'l here. That was a smart one. You just killed a penalty. You got the ball coming down on offense. Smart time to take a timeout.
BC is going to take this time to go over their game plan moving forward. We've got 5:28 left in the quarter. 3-0 lead for Boston College over Virginia Tech. We will be back with more. This is MCLA National Championship Round 1 action from Salt Lake City. Back with you here from Salt Lake City, Utah. And we are looking at the beautiful mountains as our backdrop. Pretty lucky to have that as your view, huh?
Yeah, this is one of the most beautiful views in the country. Maybe a little bit biased, but it's tough to match.
Boston College is up 3-0 over Virginia Tech right now. Out of the timeout, it's going to be an opportunity for BC to have some more offense, or at least a go of it. The Hokies have played some solid D, but they've come up empty every possession so far offensively that they've had. And it's no dig on BC, but they've had their chances.
Yeah, and BC defense is playing very well, especially in the man-down unit. There, you can hear them talk. That's a great defensive unit. But the Hokies have got to feel like a little bit of this is on them for letting it slip away with the unforced errors and a few missed opportunities. They want to clean those up here. Had a couple in fast breaks, had a couple in 6-on-6. A lot of opportunities being left on the field right now by the Hokies.
Shot, big
Good
save. That was a big one from Herman. Outlet pass finds its mark. And here comes Virginia Tech with a rare fast break. And the Hokies go back door. Shot.
Just high and over.
Just missed the mark. Dewey does chase it down and backs up, though.
Yeah, and you can see Coach Daytonatis there after that shot, put his hands on his head. Certainly not what they drew up coming out of that timeout. They probably wanted a little bit of a longer possession, working for something a little bit better than a step-down shot from 14 yards that got eaten up by the goalie.
Now here's an opportunity for Riley. Danny Riley working far side, finds Dewey. Dewey into X now. And he is man there, stumbles, does recover his feet. In time to give a pass up now to Chris Lowe. Lowe to the top of the box here. And reverses course. Ball comes free.
Just those unforced turnovers. Now it's going to be an over and back. Yep, so that's going to be Boston College ball. Another unforced turnover. That one feels a little bit more forced, but at the end of the day, there was no stick check, no anything, just a little bit of pressure from Boston College. You throw it away. Those are the ones you got to clean up for if you're Virginia Tech.
We'll see if the Hokies can do it.
You know, one thing to keep an eye on here in the MCLA tournament, you're going to play almost 10 games on this field by the end of tomorrow. These fields get chewed up and they become a lot more slippery, so your offensive dodges get a little bit harder. You got to chop your feet, got to slow them down. You see a lot more slipping as games continue to go on, especially as the night sets in here and we get a little bit of the dew.
Well, we have a lot of the dew over there,
right.
Number 4 for Virginia Tech.
It's a good-looking flow.
It's going to be taken here by BC as they try their handed offense once more. Up 3-0 against Virginia Tech with 3:40 to go in the first half of play. Backdoor play. What a good-looking one.
Just couldn't get it on net.
Wow. Great chance, but Spencer Bromley was.
Yeah, Bromley was there.
And he's the man that you want to pass it to on the back post. He already scored 32 goals throughout the regular season. But he just kind of had to go prematurely out of the pocket. It'll be Dewey on that far side now, waiting for his brethren to set in onto the field. He passes one up and finds the stick of Adam Rankin. Rankin back down to Dewey. Into X with a quick feed. Ball worked around the perimeter here on an open set for Virginia Tech. They get some more substitutions. They're coming off the bench, and they hit one of them. That's Kotzler. Kotzler over far side again to Rankin. Rankin comes near side, finds a man at GLE. He trots to X now. Pass comes up front. And again, Virginia Tech forced out. Here's an opportunity. Shooting lane wasn't there. Man's going to be
The Boston College defense, they just move together so well. It's a very unified defense here. You can see them sliding and recovering in sync. You hear the communication between them. That's part of the reason Virginia Tech isn't able to find any holes here. They're sliding and recovering very well.
There's one of those real nice slides. Ball worked below GLE. Virginia Tech coming out front now. And it's going to be an opportunity. No, another shot that could have come, did not. Kotzler passes off instead. And it's interesting because, again, here you're not seeing any shot clock, but
yeah, I don't think Virginia Tech is intentionally trying to slow it down.
Well,
I just think
right.
they can't
That's just
find
it. I
any
mean,
holes.
there's nothing, and yet you don't even see them going for a shot because they don't have it.
There's just no holes there in what Boston College is doing right now. They're doing a great job of sliding and recovering. They're going to call a loose ball push. That'll stay with Boston College. But this Boston College defense is just rotating faster than Virginia Tech can move the ball. So there's literally no holes. Every dodge has a double team. By the time you move it, everybody's back to matched up. There's just not a lot of holes.
BC doing a good job so far. We've got just about 95 seconds left here in the half. You'd think that Virginia Tech wants to get on the board here before this first 30 minutes is out.
Yeah, you don't want to go into halftime getting shut out.
Boston College is up
obvious comment there.
Yes, but it's also just 3-0, right? I mean, it's still just 3-0. It's not as if it's 4 or 5. However, it's 0 for you, and that's the big one. Thank you, John Madden.
That's right.
Here is a BC offensive set. They're going to look to extend this out to 4 if they can. 60 seconds left in half number 1. Ball worked far side. Now into X. BC, this is Bromley. And it looks as though coach is going to call a timeout.
And I like that timeout there. It staves off the stall call, so potentially Boston College had taken about a minute of possession there, so they could potentially start to think about a stall warning. The timeout's going to reset that, so there's not going to be the potential here in the next 50 seconds for an effective stall warning. They may get one, but it's not going to be before 30 seconds. So that's a smart timeout by Boston College. Now they'll get a chance to wrap up the half, try and get the last goal.
We'll see what happens. Both teams getting the chalk talk right now from the coaching staffs respectively. We'll be back with the conclusion of this half right here from Salt Lake City. This is the MCLA National Championships 2018 edition, round 1.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver, and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. This is the UA Command 2.0. I really like the new design of the thinner scoop at the top to help with ground balls, and the same thing in the back with the flare to help with ground balls as well. The pocket, it forms just a nice, easy pocket right in the middle. I also love how light it is. We've been in the sun all day. It still doesn't get that soupy, bendy feeling. Also, what I really like the new addition of is the side rail pockets for the shooters, which doesn't go right in there, which I think is a brilliant design.
Back with you here from Salt Lake City. This is going to be a possession for BC out of the timeout. And Bromley will take this one into X himself. Reverses course, tries to come out on the near side.
Good defense.
Again, tries to reverse Virginia Tech with a nice slide. Shot comes over, and it's going to be backed up by Boston College. 40 seconds left now. And again, that's another one of those where Virginia Tech forces a shot that's probably not what Coach Louis had drawn up.
That's right. And Bromley's a guy that draws a lot of attention, so he's doing a nice job of drawing the slide and being able to move the ball. Not the greatest shot, but a lot of credit to Virginia Tech. Their defense is also playing very well here.
Worked around. Bromley has it now.
Bromley's the guy. Nice check. Beautiful check.
Great work.
That one squirts out.
20 seconds
left.
left.
Send it. There's probably a little bit more time in the clock than he thought. I'm not sure he knew that there were still 20 seconds left. You probably could have had a little bit of a transition opportunity if you keep that ball. Looks like a few seconds ran off the clock there, so they're going to reset the clock here. Looks like we got a little bit of a clock issue.
So we'll see what's happening here. 3-0 score right now for BC.
I think they're going to end up putting about 14 seconds on it.
14 seconds remaining.
Oh, they're going to put one more, so I think it'll be 15 seconds.
15 seconds remaining.
Now you've got the sun really blaring down here in the Virginia Tech goalie's eye. So look, if you can get a shot from the top right here, this is going to be a good time to shoot. The sun is low right in his eyes. But I'm not sure that Boston College is going to force the issue here too much.
O'Keefe trying to activate. Ball goes down, and almost the man trying to snake that one out. 2 seconds to go. Shot goes wide. We come to the end of the first half of play. 3-0 score. Virginia Tech got shut out in that play, and we will see more action on the other side. We're here at the 2018 MCLA National Championships. For Jordan Harris, I'm Vladen Chase. We'll be back from Salt Lake City.
I'm Greg Gorenlian, known as Greg Beast. I played for the New York Lizards. I just retired from the MLL, and I face off for Team USA. An elite level face-off man looks for a couple different things. First thing is the pinch points of the head, the flex points, how it wraps around the ball. The second thing you look for is the scoop. Is it rigid enough and can it help you get an extra couple ground balls? The third thing is you want durability. You don't want to have to go buy a new head every few games, so this head basically encompasses all three of those. The Face-Off Academy put Command X's heads and their prototypes through the grinder. They lasted throughout the entire grind. They flexed exactly how we wanted them to. So not only were they pliable, not only were they durable, but they were also used in a lot of different facets. So it came out with a pretty good rating. The UA Command X. Dive under, take over.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland, College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. The shaft is the Meso, and obviously when you look at it, it's got a really sleek look to it. Black on black is pretty smooth. Feel it, it's not too rigid, got a little bit of a grit to it. It's very durable, but it's pretty light. It's got a little bit of a flex to it, so it puts a little bit more on your shot. UA Meso Composite, balanced, battle tested.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight. If I fight, we fight.
You be there and watch what I do when the bell rings.
Do you have that real look in your eye that when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can ask yourself this question: did I give everything I got? Did I lay it all on the line? Or am I cheating myself?
What you say, Quaid?
See ya!
Right at it. Oh! He's done it again!
So whatever you're gonna do, claim it. Leave your mark on this world.
Founded in 2009, Lacrosse Talk Radio has the most live and up-to-date coverage of the fastest sport on 2 feet. Whether you're listening to one of our over 200 live youth, high school, collegiate, or professional game broadcasts, or our regional specialty shows, Lacrosse Talk Radio gives you access and insight to your favorite teams and players. Visit us at lacrossetalkradio.com for our broadcast schedules in the Rocky Mountain, Tri-State, and Mid-Atlantic regions. Lacrosse Talk Radio, the official voice of the MCLA.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. This is the Under Armour Banshee. It's the mid-level lacrosse cleat. What I like about it is it's got a low cleat feel, but with the protection of a mid to high cleat. I'm usually a guy who likes to protect my ankles, but I don't like to lose the mobility and feel like I'm wearing a heavy cleat. UA Banshee, untouchable, unstoppable.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the University of Denver and I played professional lacrosse for the Denver Outlaws. This is the UA Command 2.0. I really like the new design of the thinner scoop at the top to help with ground balls, and the same thing in the back with the flare to help with ground balls as well. The pocket, it forms just a nice, easy pocket right in the middle. I also love how light it is. We've been in the sun all day. It still doesn't get that soupy, bendy feeling. Also, what I really like the new addition of is the side rail pockets for the shooters, which doesn't go right in there, which I think is a brilliant design.
I'm Greg Gurenlian, known as Greg Beast. I played for the New York Lizards. I just retired from the MLL, and I face off for Team USA. An elite level face-off man looks for a couple different things. First thing is the pinch points of the head, the flex points, how it wraps around the ball. The second thing you look for is the scoop. Is it rigid enough and can it help you get an extra couple ground balls? The third thing is you want durability. You don't want to have to go buy a new head every few games, so this head basically encompasses all three of those. The Face-Off Academy put Command X's heads and their prototypes through the grinder. They lasted throughout the entire grind. They flexed exactly how we wanted them to. So not only were they pliable, not only were they durable, but they were also used in a lot of different facets. So it came out with a pretty good rating. The UA Command X. Dive under, take over.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County and finished up at University of Maryland College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. The shaft is the Meso, and obviously when you look at it, it's got a really sleek look to it. Black on black is pretty smooth.
Founded in 2009, Lacrosse Talk Radio has the most live and up-to-date coverage of the fastest sport on 2 feet. Whether you're listening to one of our over 200 live youth, high school, collegiate, or professional game broadcasts, or our regional specialty shows, Lacrosse Talk Radio gives you access and insight to your favorite teams and players. Visit us at lacrossetalkradio.com for our broadcast schedules in the Rocky Mountain, Tri-State, and Mid-Atlantic regions. Lacrosse Talk Radio, the official voice of the MCLA.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm Vladen Chase, joined by Jordan Harris. And there again is our favorite shot of the day. the Peaks. We've got Boston College and Virginia Tech, 3-0 BC lead after the first 30 minutes of play. Jordan, what'd you see out there?
Yeah, for both teams, you saw really strong defense. It's a little bit of a slow-paced game. Both teams are using rides to try and slow down the transition. Both defenses are content to try and slide and force the offense to move the ball faster than they can recover. And right now, the defense kind of has the upper hand on both sides. The difference is that Boston College has been able to get 3 goals in, and some of that has to do with the goalie play on Boston College's side. Some of that has to do with a little bit of the opportunities that Boston College is able to create. But really, it's a 3-0 game. This game is still neck and neck, can go either way. But Boston College's defense doesn't look like it has a lot of holes that are going to open up anytime soon this half.
So the question is, are we doing an over-under on what the final, goal total is?
If we said over-under of 10 goals, would you take the over or the under? You can take the under.
Absolutely.
I think I probably would too.
I mean, the way this is going, it's...
You never know. Sometimes these games, they break open in the second half, but right now this game is looking slow.
So we're just about to get underway here with this third quarter of action. 3-0 lead for BC, and it will be the Virginia Tech Hokies who are left to right here. They're in their white uniforms, orange numbers and trim. Boston College dark unis with some gold numbering and trim. Now it's going to be worked up as first possession comes to this Virginia Tech squad. We were listening over, I was trying to tune in a little bit, do the old productive tune in here, and it sounds as though Virginia Tech was just trying to fire up, get that emotion on the sideline, because they were a little flat, and that seems to be kind of the difference so far in this game.
Well, here's a new look for Virginia Tech here. They inverted on the first set of the offense here.
Going to work it down again to GLE, near side. Dewey has it there, wearing that brace on his right knee. Spins, tries to get away.
Slide.
A quick slide, yeah. And they came to double team him, and he slid down himself as well. And honestly, that was what ended up kind of curtailing that attack, as he just pulls up and gets a pass up top.
And that's what you see every time Virginia Tech dodges. There's a quick double team that's coming, and so there's not a lot of openings for him on the dodge. They're going to have to beat it on the backside.
You can start to see this field is definitely going to have an impact on this one, because these guys are not able to stop with as much surety as they were earlier.
So it takes away some of the quick cuts, takes away some of the quick dodges, and defensively you got to be really sure with your footing. Here you go. There's a good move.
Here's Virginia Tech trying to come out front. Shot hops just wide. May have carried off of O'Keefe. Stays out.
I like that set, though. I like that set for Virginia Tech. Something new. They're able to get a look that they didn't get at all in the first half here. So they've come out with a few adjustments here out of halftime. Attacking a little bit more from X, trying to find some looks there.
See what happens as they're going to bring it around on the near side. Taking it up this near field is Freeze.
Quick update for all those who we know are interested. Caps beat Penguins in overtime, win the series.
All right.
And another unforced turnover for Virginia Tech. They'd just thrown that ball behind to X. And I think somebody pointed this out on Twitter. I think it's actually true. Virginia Tech right now has more unforced turnovers than they have shots on net. And that's kind of a wild stat if you're a Hokie fan.
That is definitely that's a little worrisome.
Yeah, that's
Virginia Tech.
I mean, certainly you want to turn that around. That's like another John Madden comment there, but it's a credit to Boston College's defense and how
at a certain point, though, it can't just be that. I mean, you've got to start to create, and they did. I will give it to them. They've made some adjustments here at half. Yeah. They came out, they inverted, they went from X, and it was just an errant pass. That happens. You will get those occasionally, but
you can't afford that anymore if you're Virginia Tech.
Absolutely, especially down 3-0 in a game where goals are so highly sought after and so rarely found.
And there are ways to take advantage of a team that slides fast. You can move that ball early. You can try a few different plays to try and take advantage of the fact that they're sliding fast. We'll see if Virginia Tech can make any of those adjustments. And here you see what you see happening here is 13 is long stick midi for Boston College. 44 is trying to sub off for Virginia Tech, so he's mirroring him. He's just staying right there with him. When he subs, Virginia Tech is going to sub as well. And it may not matter here. We have a turnover before it even matters.
And so just like that, you see another one, and this time it is BC who's on the receiving end of poor play and just kind of an errant pass. Lights have come on here as the shadows lengthen across the field from west to east.
So still sun potentially going to be a factor for the next maybe 5-10 minutes as it kind of goes down behind the mountains behind us.
And it will be possession here, and in no particular hurry, out comes Herman. Herman Outlets. Finds a man in and out of his pocket, though, and then he stumbles.
Slips. Yeah, this is just the formula for what's been happening all day.
And then a big hit, one of the bigger ones we've seen on the afternoon. And then great work from Virginia Tech getting in there.
Yeah, nice ground ball. And then a quick turnover.
Nice job. Bromley was the one who jumped up and got a stick in the lane, intercepts an outlet pass that would have been a good one and put that team for Virginia Tech upfield quickly. There haven't been a lot of fast breaks because we've seen kind of that wedge press.
Yeah, the patient 3-3 ride is, they kind of call it a 3-3 ride. You see it's typically called a drop 3-3 because you see both teams kind of drop into it really quick. And that's killed any transition opportunities, which I think really plays in Boston College's favor here. They have such a good settled defense. You can see why they would rely on that ride as their base ride here.
Now it's a attack again for Boston College. They come from the near side.
Think that was a shot? We'll see what the refs think. Nope, they're going to call it a pass.
Wow. Interesting. That was tough to tell on that one. It looked as though Seamus Scaring may have been looking at the shot. I thought it was just one of those, what do you call the side-out sticks? Or sidearm shots?
Yeah, sidearm shots. Maybe a possession shot. Sometimes they call it that if you're intentionally trying to miss or you want people to think you're intentionally trying to miss.
Of course, the winner of this game will take on Michigan State tomorrow.
A team that looked very good today.
And it's going to be hard, even with this setback 3-3 non-press. I mean, it's going to be hard to contain that Michigan Spartan team.
The thing about Michigan State is they're almost better in 6-on-6. They can tear you apart in 6-on-6. So if you're a team that's banking on the fact that, okay, we'll let them play 6-on-6, that makes it tough because they just have so many talented guys in that offense that it's hard to run a non-aggressive ride and really hope that you can generate the turnovers you need out of your settled defense. But if there's a team that can do it here, I think Boston College is a team that relies on their defense. And Virginia Tech as well. They're both very defensive-heavy teams here.
So we'll see what happens. Still plenty of ball to be played. Under 10 minutes left. 3-0 game. Boston College still on top. Not a lot of scoring going on here from field number 5.
Yeah, the big concern of your Virginia Tech is not that you don't have any goals, which is obviously a concern. It's that you don't have any opportunities. It's not like you have a bunch of near misses or pipes where it's like, oh, if only that would go a quarter of an inch one way. You know, the Gordon Bombay. You haven't had any good opportunities at all.
Thank you for that Mighty Ducks reference.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Quarter of an inch the other way would have missed.
I'll tell you what, though, they did have one pipe earlier, and it seemed to kind of fire their team up. But
that was about the only
that's
one.
about it. I mean, that's all I can remember. And so 3-0 game here. Boston College on top, 9:15 to go. Already they've killed off 45 seconds on this offensive set, though they haven't had a chance at goal themselves. And now it's Bromley, trying to take it out on the far side. Spencer Bromley eventually forced to pass it up top. And the ball comes near side. I think that one might have skipped right off of the dome piece there of Sean McKay. He looked to duck out of the way, one of the long-pole defensemen, and it just kind of hopped right up off of that bucket. Shot at goal.
Beautiful question mark dodge. I mean, that's textbook question mark dodge there. No help from Virginia Tech. I didn't catch a number on that shot.
Connor Barrett, he does a nice job of driving upfield, driving his man 2 or 3 steps, and then once he has that advantage, he turns around, switches hands really quick. He's able to get a great shot off. Those are ones that if you can't slide quick, you're going to be in trouble when he is able to dodge that close to the net. So perfect offensive play. A great job coming out of that restart off the end line ball and turning that into a goal. 4-0 feels a lot bigger than 4-0 maybe normally would in this game. It sure does, especially with the offense that's been as dormant as this Virginia Tech's offense has been.
And we have a tweet from Jack here that says BC wins here if they can keep Virginia Tech to 0 goals.
That's generally, I would agree with that.
I think that stat holds up. If you under scrutiny, that would actually be true.
Yeah, that might be a fact. No fake news on that one.
That's right.
That's not spurious. Worked by Virginia Tech now, as Hokies are trying to clock issues here, but
yeah, and you see we have the scoreboard that's all the way across the field. The transmitter's trying to start the clock here. You're having a little bit like intermittent issues with getting the clock started. So obviously, as a coach, this means a lot. You're trying to you're caring about every bit, and if you're Boston College, you want that clock to tick, tick, tick here. You don't want it stopping.
4-0 lead here for BC. We'll get that all resolved. So, any which way, it's a 4-0 game.
We'll lose a member of our table crew here.
Virginia Tech is going to definitely have it's work cut out for them.
They've got to
need
figure
score.
something else out. So you can't keep going to a dry well here and saying, okay, well, maybe this time it's going to work. You got enough information to know that what you've been doing the first 3 quarters isn't opening up any offense. So it's time to come up with something else. What other sets do you have? What other plays do you have that you can open up some offense? And really right now, it's not even what other sets can you do to get goals? What other sets can you do to just open something up? A shot, an opportunity, something that you haven't seen a window for in a little while.
So, riddle me this. You're a hockey guy as well. What's the equivalent of just sending pucks on net and crashing? Is there anything you can do? Like, is there, take a bad shot, but take a shot?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, not really. It's not the same thing because in hockey you try and take those shots on net because you know that worst case scenario you're going to get a rebound that is going to create an opportunity. It's not necessarily the same thing here in lacrosse, but lacrosse is a lot more controlled, so you do have a lot more control over run a different set. Instead of running a 2-2-2, run a 1-4-1 or a 2-3-1. And there's a good dodge right there. Beautiful. Hey.
Wow.
That's one way to do it. And I liked what they did here to start this set. They actually started incredibly high on the dodge. They were almost at midfield when they started that dodge, and then they ran a little exchange and opened up a nice alley for him to continually dodge. That makes the slides a lot harder because you've stretched them out so far. So instead of all being compressed and letting them slide and recover, Virginia Tech there kind of stretched them out vertically across the field. That opened it up with no slide for him to be able to come right in. And even once there was a slide, it was more like a one-on-one than a one-on-two for Virginia Tech. That's a good set there. So it was something different that we haven't seen today.
Absolutely. Beast mode, too, for Wyan Coetzer.
Yep.
He goes all the way. And so, 4-1 now. And a possession. Great job there from Dragachevets. He earns possession for his Virginia Tech squad, and all of a sudden some signs of life here and some emotion from the sideline that has something to back it up.
Yeah, and you're not like 4-1. That's nothing in the game of lacrosse. And so you've been able to hold them off. Credit to your defense to be able to hold them off for this long. Now you're starting to show a little bit of signs of life on offense. Can you stack the next one together? You get one more, you cut it to 2. This game feels totally different.
Can we work down that far side? And it looks as though it will be taken there at GLE and worked all the way around. Dewey has it near side now. Fires up to Riley. Sorry, that was 14, not 44. That was Matrino. And he gets back once more. Martirano. I was off on that one, too.
That's all right.
Martirano gets it down low to Dewey again. Dewey from GLE gives it down. That is Riley. Danny Riley tries to come out front, and the slide comes over. Double team as well. Worked into X. Virginia Tech, though, pressing right now.
Yeah, looking a lot more lively on offense here.
They're bouncing the balls at their feet a little bit more, and that will lead to some openings, you would think, at least. It's going to be worked now down this near side. Run forces a slide.
Great
nice
skip pass.
crossing
Love
pass.
that skip pass. That's something we haven't seen all night from Virginia Tech is that pass across the whole defense. Part of that is Michigan State's done a good job of getting their sticks up inside, but a dodge down the alley, and instead of going to the adjacent pass, trying to create the offense the same way they've been doing it all game, instead he turns, throws it back across the defense, opens it up. That's a beautiful step-down shot, changes planes. That's exactly what you're looking for, the Hokies, and you see the emotion now on the sideline. They're right back in it.
So you look at it, and Martirano is the goal scorer on that far side. You call it a skip pass?
A skip pass when it goes through the entire defense. So from one side through the defense to the other side, that's typically called a skip pass, star pass, a couple of teams, but skip pass if you're calling it right.
I mean, seam pass, too, just saying.
I mean, yeah, not.
Throwing it out. No, semantics.
You don't want to be caught saying seam pass.
So, ensuing face-off, still down. Ball is worked. Good battle for this one. BC has a chance at it, and eventually they'll release, and another loose ball here as players tie up behind the play.
And it's going to be a little bit of a break opportunity here.
Fast break chance for Boston College. Long pole man trying to get involved.
I will never fault a long pole for taking the shot unless I'm actually coaching. But go for the goal.
Jack Gilbert with that chance. And it is backed up as well. And that's something, too, that you have to kind of look at. Is if you back it up, it's a little easier to justify.
Very low risk there, as long as you don't put it right in the goalie's stick. So he bounced it, he got it away from the goalie. He's aiming for orange, what they call it when you're aiming for the pipe. But that's a low risk shot. As long as you don't put it right in the goalie's stick, you get the backup. Now you're fine. You're right back into your offensive set.
6:13 left here in the third quarter of play. A 4-2 game. 2 goals inside of 62 seconds for, or sorry, that math is hard. I was told there'd be none of that. 82 seconds for the Virginia Tech. Have them right back in this game. Going to be worked down low now as Boston College is working their offensive set. Seems like it's been a while since we've been looking left here, my friend.
Yeah, this has been, it really swayed there for a while. Virginia Tech was winning faceoffs. They were able to keep control of the ball, no unforced turnovers. Really swung the momentum of the game here. So now BC's a little bit on their heels looking for a momentum turn.
And it
that's
looks like
not going to be
won't
it.
Find it. Here comes Virginia Tech.
Fast break opportunity.
Got a fast break, just like you said, Jordan. And here comes the Hokies. Offense off.
Oh, off the pipe.
Post.
I mean, a great placement right off the pipe. Timeout by Virginia Tech. You got to love that. That's a good time to keep that momentum. They're going to be fired up coming into this timeout.
What a shot, though. That one was a chance from Chris Lowe, and he didn't miss by a whole lot. It will be pretty fun coming out of this timeout. We'll step away for a brief second. This is the 2018 MCLA National Championships. Here from Salt Lake City, we're getting some alpenglow on the mountains behind us. For Jordan Harris, I'm Vladen Chase, back with more.
Founded in 2009, Lacrosse Talk Radio has the most live and up-to-date coverage of the fastest sport on 2 feet. Whether you're listening to one of our over 200 live youth, high school, collegiate, or professional game broadcasts, or our regional specialty shows, Lacrosse Talk Radio gives you access and insight to your favorite teams and players. Visit us at lacrossetalkradio.com for our broadcast schedules in the Rocky Mountain, Tri-State, and Mid-Atlantic regions. Lacrosse Talk Radio, the official voice of the MCLA.
Back with you here, ladies and gentlemen. We're in Salt Lake City, Utah. You're watching the 2018 MCLA National Championships. Round 1 action here in Division 1. The Hokies have fought back. It's a 4-2 game. They're still down by a pair of goals, but you got to think this third quarter owned by the Hokies. Even though Boston College scored early on, they responded in less than a minute later, then scored an additional goal, 122 after that.
Yeah.
And so a good game here, opening up a little bit.
And the big thing for Virginia Tech is it kind of broke the glass on the goal, right? They got their first goal on the board. And you see after that, the opportunities are now starting to flow a little bit. We've gone almost 2.5 quarters without a great opportunity for Virginia Tech, and now they're just coming in bundles here. They're stretching the slides out. They're being smart, and they're finding a lot more opportunities in the offense.
And then all of a sudden there's slight shifts defensively from Boston College, and that's just going to open up more too because they
right. Now you double guessing your game plan.
Exactly.
Yep.
They step out of their game plan. Here comes Virginia Tech far side. They're out of the timeout with possession offensively. Nice work here, and you can see that they're fired up. Mid to high shot there goes wide, and it will be chased down and backed up. Nice job from Connor Freeze getting out there. Freeze now waiting for some substitutions to be made, and he's got assistance coming off of the bench area. Worked up top, Freeze found the stick there of Adam Rankin, and Rankin is going to trot back towards that midfield line. Rankin avoids going close enough where that attacker for BC could press him, and a backdoor play. Shot and a goal! What a play!
Oh, man, I thought that was for sure going to be a turnover. That ball went through, and I was like, oh, that's no way that's getting picked up. And not only does it get picked up, it gets redirected right into the goal. So Virginia Tech here finding new ways to find offense here. This is not the same stuff we saw from them for the first 2.5 quarters. They've changed their game plan. They've adjusted. And now almost every time they're down on offense, they're ending with good looks. This is exactly what they need to do to get back into it. And it's 4-3 for Boston College. Virginia Tech is right back into it.
Just like that. It was Chris Lowe who ends up getting that goal. He's on the receiving end of a good pass. 4:24 left. And another face-off win. When it rains, it pours.
This is the momentum. Here he comes.
Here's an opportunity right off of the face-off.
And he wasn't looking for it. He thought he was going to shoot. He assumed he was going to shoot, so he wasn't ready for that pass when it came in.
Freeze on that back post, not quite able to translate it into even a shot on goal. I think it just kind of came in and out of his pocket.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of thought the shot was going to come, so he started to back up a little bit, maybe going for a backup. Just wasn't quite expecting the ball there. Otherwise, that was a great look.
Now it's going to be worked by Boston College, as this one will be taken by Seema Scaring.
There it is.
A shot and a goal. There you go.
Scaring.
What a response. That was David Hinks who ends up with it after the pass from Scaring. And Hinks rips one home, and it's 5-3. So
game's opening up a little bit.
I think we might be wrong on the over-under.
Over-under here. The game is certainly opening up. So both teams starting to get a little bit more aggressive here. Maybe it's that they felt each other out, and now they're kind of comfortable with what the defense is going to do. It opens you up to take more chances. But big turn of events here now when you think about that fast break, because that takes the potential from going 4-4 to going down to the other end of the field. And now it's 5-3 Boston College. Those feel a lot different, obviously.
But there's a lot of confidence still in Virginia Tech having battled back from a 4-0 deficit and getting to within one. So we'll see who rides that Big Mo wave.
I think they're not going to let him get away with that. That's a little bit of a FIFA play there. Falling down, trying to draw the push. They're not going to let him get away with it.
Now it's going to be taken by O'Keefe. He escapes the pressure of Freeze, who went down, tumble into the grass, and now it's Boston College trying to outlet. They're going to slow it down a little bit, but you're starting to see a little more pursuit, too. Freeze trying to just kind of get back into play as well. So, I mean, he had a little more leniency to get after him, but we ticked down the last 3 minutes and change.
Yeah, that's right. And still that low-pressure ride, not wanting to give up anything in transition, but now the attackmen are starting to push just a little bit more.
Boston College with another offensive chance. It's going to be taken, fired up top. Waiting for it there is Scaring. Scaring. Now going to just slow it down here. No rush at all. He's going to have help coming off the bench from Yenico, who has one of the goals here for BC. Gets it back to Scaring down the near side. Scaring gets it back again, this time from the stick of Gerard Quinn. Quinn's getting some love on Twitter, we see, throughout the broadcast.
A lot of Fortnite references here. You a Fortnite guy?
I've played 1 or 2 rounds.
There it is inside.
Shot and goal. And a flag as well.
They're probably going to call the push. So what happens is if he ends up in the crease, there's got to be a reason, especially if he's left his feet. He's either pushed or he jumps. If he jumps, it's not a goal. If he's pushed, they'll throw the flag, they'll wave it off. That's exactly what happened here. They'll come over, they'll call it a push, then they'll wave the flag off. We'll be even. But Boston College gets 2 in a row after all that work for Virginia Tech to kind of claw back into the game here. Boston College stretches that lead right back out.
Just like that. Do you see a number on who it was that was finishing?
I didn't catch it. It was a in-tight. Did you guys get your number on that? 2-20.
It looks as though the finisher on that then is Spencer Bromley.
Yeah, Spencer Bromley, and Spencer comes from British Columbia, where they play a lot of box lacrosse, which is a lot tighter spaces. They kind of have a different skill set than a traditional U.S. field player. They're a little bit better in tight spaces. They're good with the pick and rolls. They're good at taking pressure, and Bromley plays exactly that same way. He's their resident Canadian, and he plays like a Canadian. That's why those finishes for him are second nature.
Don't you know? Here's Bromley again in support.
You see, he has just no problem dealing with pressure. Timeout by Boston College.
2:15 left here. And we've got a 6-3 lead now. Out to 3 goals again. Boston College on top of Virginia Tech. We'll be back with more. This is the 2018 MCLA National Championships. And we are from Salt Lake City. Back with you here in Salt Lake City. Boston College on top of Virginia Tech 6-3 with 2:15 left in this third quarter of play. So still a lot of lacrosse left.
Yep.
Jordan, this is Jordan Harris to my left. I'm Vladen Chase along for the ride. First round action here, Division I from the MCLA National Championships. But 17 minutes and change remaining here in this game. And Virginia Tech's not out of it, but Boston College did definitely regain some of their swagger with 2 consecutive goals unanswered.
Well, we saw 3 goals in the first 2.5 quarters, I guess, two and a little under 2.5 quarters, and we've seen 4 goals in the past 4 minutes. So the pace has gone up exponentially here. Both teams are pressing it a little bit more, and Boston College did a nice job of answering the run from Virginia Tech to stretch that lead back out.
And I anticipate we may be getting right up there to a, 16 to 19 goal game. Just because, I mean, right, it's a response. You have this response all of a sudden. When it opens up, it opens up here in lacrosse. And usually you don't see it go the other way. You don't see a lot of
You don't
closure.
see it slow back down.
Yeah. That's the beauty of the sport we love, Jordan.
And you can see this 3-3 ride here has been giving Virginia Tech fits all day. They've done a nice job there clearing it, but probably giving them more fits than you'd like in a ride that's designed to just not give up transition, not necessarily create turnovers.
95 seconds remaining and ticking down here in third quarter action. Dewey with possession. Passes into X, finds his mark, worked around far side now, taken there by Chris Lowe. Lowe is going to just feed one up. He finds the stick immediately of Danny Riley. Riley comes near side. Just off the bench is Adam Rankin. Rankin gets a pick from Riley, runs around it, tries to open up a lane, doesn't have it. Nice little skip pass. And here's an opportunity.
Nice slide and recovery.
Scores.
Wonderful.
What an effort.
I mean, you saw Boston College on that skip pass. That time they were ready for it, and they slid two guys. They actually even slid a third guy there to help. Didn't matter. They still was able to get the shot off and get the goal.
That was an unbelievable effort there from Virginia Tech, and it was a good solo effort there from Coates, too, to fight through a number of hits. But
he saw the slide coming. He just took that pressure and spun right through it and was able to get a shot off. Sometimes those are the hardest shots to save because you just have so many bodies in between the goalie and the shooter as you send those extra guys to help that it's hard for a goalie to pick that ball up until it's just a little too late. So it hit his chest, bounced in. Virginia Tech pulls back within 2.
6-4 with 63 seconds left. Big face-off coming up now. And it's going to be pushed forward initially by BC. Now backwards, scooped up for a second by Virginia Tech. It's free again. Boston College has it. It's working towards the near sideline.
Out of bounds.
Was it? That looked close.
Looks like it was super close. And remember, in lacrosse, only a little portion of the ball needs to touch the out-of-bounds line for it to be out of bounds. So it's not like soccer where it fully needs to cross over. If it touches the line, it's out of bounds.
All right. Well, it was definitely there then. See, I'm learning all sorts of new fun things. Thanks for sticking with me, Jordan, through the process, right? Trust the process.
That's right.
So it's going to be Virginia Tech with an opportunity to last shot here. Half a minute to go. 6-4 game as they work it around the perimeter in an open set themselves. They got to have a little bit of confidence in this one because right now they're just rolling. They've found some success in this third quarter of play. And they're looking to draw within 1. If they can get a last shot off, that's not what you wanted.
That's a tough no call. So as a Dodger, you get that push in the back. It's hard to keep your feet kind of feeling that pressure coming forward. You can see the Virginia Tech coaching staff is up in arms about that not being a call, and I tend to agree with them on that one.
3 seconds. Jump shot. Stopped by Herman at the horn. Nice save from Herman. Tight angle wasn't great, but Herman needed to stop that one. Would have been a little awkward. 6-4 the score here after 45 minutes of play. We will be coming back after a quick break. We're here at Salt Lake City, and this is the 2018 MCLA National Championships. For Jordan Harris, I'm Vladen Chase.
Founded in 2009, Lacrosse Talk Radio has the most live and up-to-date coverage of the fastest sport on 2 feet. Whether you're listening to one of our over 200 live youth, high school, collegiate, or professional game broadcasts, or our regional specialty shows, Lacrosse Talk Radio gives you access and insight to your favorite teams and players. Visit us at lacrossetalkradio.com for our broadcast schedules in the Rocky Mountain, Tri-State, and Mid-Atlantic regions. Lacrosse Talk Radio, the official voice of the MCLA.
My name is Pat Young. I started my college career at University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and finished up at University of Maryland College Park. I currently play for the Ohio Machine. This is the Under Armour Banshee. It's the mid-level lacrosse cleat. What I like about it is it's got a low cleat feel, but with the protection of a mid to high cleat. I'm usually a guy who likes to protect my ankles, but I don't like to lose the mobility and feel like I'm wearing a heavy cleat. UA Banshee, untouchable, unstoppable.
Back Back with you here from Salt Lake City, just underway with this fourth and final quarter of action, pending any overtime. It's a tight game. We could see it. It's going to be Virginia Tech and Boston College. Virginia Tech in their white unis. They're wearing orange numbers and trim. A little bit of maroon in there as well. Boston College in dark with some gold numbering and trim. This has been a great game. Vlad Chase joined by Jordan Harris. 14 and a half minutes left, and at 6-4 the score. It was a little bit dull in the first. I mean, you don't ever want to say that because it was a defensive battle.
You don't say it out loud.
No, I didn't say it out loud. But it's been really fun. The third quarter was awesome. A lot of scoring, and everyone loves that.
It was fun. It was fun having the game break open a little bit here, and you can see that pace is continuing.
Early on, it's a Virginia Tech possession here in the opening minute of play of fourth quarter action. Trying to duck a shoulder, unsuccessful in his bid to do so is A.J. Fromm. Reverses course again, gives a quick little feed up top, finds Coates. Coates has a pair of goals, and the second of which is the most recent for either squad. It was a great individual effort. Here's a tight angle shot, looking to go upstairs, but Chris Lowe misses by just a little bit.
I like what Virginia Tech is doing. They're drawing the slides a little bit further out, so they've kept attacking that same way they got their first goal. Is continuing to attack from higher spots.
Another skip pass here for Virginia Tech, and it's going to be worked down to near side GLE. Pass comes up top again to Coates, and Coates is just going to kind of slow down a little bit here for Virginia Tech. Not a huge rush. They did exactly what they needed to do in the third quarter. They fought back. They fought back to 4-3, and then all of a sudden slipped away from them again. They get the last goal, though, and so there's not really a rush here for this Virginia Tech squad.
Step down shot. Takes it as a redodge instead. Nice save.
Great opportunity there on the redodge from Adam Rankin, but a better save from O'Keefe. And he had a really solid first quarter of play, and then wasn't challenged a whole lot in the second. But he definitely has been a pretty big part as to why this team only has 4 goals for Virginia Tech.
And he wasn't really, like we mentioned, he wasn't really challenged, but then he did step up when he needed to keep him off the board, and then the goals started flowing a little bit here, but the opportunities and the looks that Virginia Tech has had recently have been very quality looks. These are good step downs from good shooting spots. They're tough for any goalie to save. A little bit of two-man game here for Boston College. You see him come off that pick and roll upfield, get a good shot.
Big save there on Gerard Quinn. He had 16 goals, 14 assists throughout the season. One of the top 3 scorers for BC. Now it's going to be worked around the perimeter once more. That was Scaring with an opportunity. A little give-and-go play there with Gerard Quinn. Coach Louis having some words from the near sideline with his squad. Ball worked into X. Looking like they might want to try that inversion here. And out comes Scaring. He's looking for the cut man. Had him, didn't get it. The pass.
Nice trail check. Beautiful trail check. You see when they change direction, that's a wonderful time to throw a check. They leave their stick hanging just a little bit, and that's a great job of taking advantage of that opportunity. Not really a break here. You can see all of Boston College defense is back, so there's no break opportunity. They're being very deliberate about getting their guys back in the hole, not giving up transition goals, making Virginia Tech have to beat them in 6-on-6, and so you see not a chance of a fast break there.
Here is Virginia Tech with another offensive set, however. And that's really the big thing. They need to keep pushing down on the gas pedal. Pass it, comes into X. And Tech tries to come out on the far side, but a good trail check again.
Other side of the field this time. Lots of trail checks.
And a loose ball.
Be a big ground ball here.
Scooped up by BC,
he just
sent
throws
upwards.
it down, and that's going to be Virginia Tech goalie. Going to be an easy time scooping that up. Put that right back on offense.
That's a tough play to make because as a team, you know that you're sitting back into that
the 3-3 ride.
The 3-3 ride. And so when you throw it away like that, immediately you're going back to defense.
Yeah, and you can see the urgency picking up from Virginia Tech a little bit. When that ball got turned over, they swarmed that ball. They weren't passive about it. Very aggressive to get it back. And a beautiful
shot and a goal.
You can't get any better than that shot.
That one's Danny Riley, who puts it home, his first goal of the tournament. And this is a 6-5 game, and we've got ourselves a great setup to this finish. 10:52 left.
Yeah, and Riley does a great job there of not only using his body to push the defender off, create some space, and then get his shoulders and his hips into that shot. That shot was going super fast, very well placed, off stick, hip low, got a little bit of a skip up to the hip. Impossible for the goalie to get to that save, and that's a great play right there to create that goal.
Big face-off coming up. Dragava. I can't even right now. Our Serbian friend.
I'll just quietly laugh and let you try it because I'm not going for it.
Dragacevic. That's it.
There you go. I think that was it.
Has this, can't win it initially,
There
scoops
it
it
is.
up on a second effort. Great job
Back
there.
to the goalie.
And he'll pass it
all
off
you
to
need.
Herman.
And sometimes your face-off guys, they don't have the same stick skills as some of your offensive guys. So getting the ball out of their stick is the challenge. You want to make sure you can control that ball before they turn it over. And there, it makes it easy if you're Virginia Tech to just go back to your goalie, throw one easy pass to him, and let him handle the clearing, which they've been doing all night.
Virginia Tech now with it again. This is Danny Riley, has the most recent goal, 6-5 game here. And we're looking for a tie for the first time since we had 9:02 left.
0-0. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess, yeah, you're right.
No. We
haven't had time
9:02
since-
left in the
time.
first quarter when BC scored their first goal.
That's right.
6 minutes into the game.
Some advanced analytics there for you.
Math is really hard, man. I'm telling you, I'm more of a picture guy.
right.
It's worked from near press box side to the far side of the field. An interception from BC. A great
Nice.
recovery, though, on
Good
a ground
GB.
ball. GB, short for
So,
ground ball.
almost the exact same shot he just scored on. That one rings off the pipe, but the same thing, using the body to create space. A high to low shot rings off the pipe. Man, if I'm Virginia Tech, I'm tempted to go right back to the well.
9:38 left and ticking down here in this fourth quarter of play. 6-5 the score. Ball worked up top into the pocket there of Adam Rankin. Rankin slows it down somewhat, and again he pulls out that what could be an extra slider for the Boston College team. Gets a pick. Rankin shoots and just misses, but it's backed up as that was Connor Fries who will chase it down to the end line here for Virginia Tech. And he avoids a defender who goes down. Pass out front. One-touch play, and it's tied up.
This is the first time all day that I felt like I've seen the Boston College defense confused. They've given up goals, but they've always looked like they're under control, knowing what they have to have the answers to adjust. But in that set, Boston College looked like they were confused, and Virginia Tech was able to not only get 3 good looks, but on that last one, find an inside finish that just is as easy as it gets. You can't expect your goalie to stop the ones from inches away, and a good job of Virginia Tech of continually attacking that entire set.
And the Hokies have knotted it up. 6 apiece here. And we will have another big face-off coming up, but you got to think that this second half really has been
great.
owned by Virginia Tech, too.
Yeah, they come back from a 3-goal deficit twice. You know, they've kind of been able to chip away. Boston College has been able to answer so far, but right now you can see the momentum is just, the field is tilted towards the Hokies right now.
And, I mean, we just saw Griffin Carney just came right through in front of the press box. He made an errant pass there on the field, and his eyes just looked to the heavens like, what am I thinking on that one? And so Herman now is going to take this. The one double-edged sword is that 3-3 ride that we're seeing right now. Virginia Tech, if they score a goal and take a lead, they don't want to sit back on it then.
Yeah, and the 3-3 ride is giving Virginia Tech more trouble than it should. That pass is a tough pass, that loft pass all the way down to the attack. There's easier looks on the field against this 3-3. It's not a pressure ride. It's not something where you're bringing out the goalie to get the extra defender to try and create double team opportunities. Virginia Tech has got to be more consistent about clearing in it, and you can see Boston College doing the same thing against the Virginia Tech 3-3. They've been able to find looks consistently in it and clear that ball with few unforced turnovers.
Boston College now gets a pass and a nice looking play. Bromley gives it in, and the man lost it as he tried to get in front of the crease area. Ball's still down, and then Herman ends up with it in the big pocket. Outlets, and that one's going to cause a flag to fly.
We see who. I think that's going to be on.
I thought it was against BC.
Yeah, I think it was just a delayed whistle here. I think that's going to be against Boston College. You look at the body language from some of the Boston College players right now. They're looking frustrated. You can visibly see the frustration building up. And so if you're Virginia Tech, this game's 6-6, right? It's a tie game, but the field just feels like it's tilted so heavily towards Virginia Tech right now. It's not a Tilted Towers reference, although we'd be more hip with the kids.
There goes
if we
my
made
Gatorade.
one.
It's rolling down to the left.
Well,
crazy. 7:56. At least you and I can enjoy that one, right?
that was good. Yeah.
7:56 left here in the game. 6-6 score from Salt Lake City. This is 2018 MCLA National Championship Division I first-round action.
So Virginia Tech has a man up here to take their first lead of the day.
And we'll see if they can do it. This is Danny Riley, works it over near side. Pushed into the stick of Chris Lowe. He's got one of the goals here so far. Worked around. Now it's going to be up top again to Danny Riley. Riley finds near side to Coatzler, sorry. Good ball movement here from Virginia Tech. Shot is a high riser that goes over the goal frame, but it is backed up.
Shooter's got to shoot there, right? You know who the shooters are on your man up.
Chris Lowe is the one who had that chance. Chance from Dewey on the far side now. Gives it up top to Danny Riley.
And Riley's another one with a big rip.
He's already got 2. Worked around once more. Danny Riley now takes this, sends it down low and along GLE. Pass to this near side. And a shot and a goal.
Beautiful.
What an absolute rip upstairs. He just put a hole in the net.
I mean,
Chris Lowe.
The shots don't get better than that, right? Low to high, kind of steps into it. That's an impossible save to make. He just rips it, and like you said, literally ripped a hole in the net. Virginia Tech has their first lead of the day, and it feels like they're unstoppable right now. There's a period of time in this game, and it feels so long ago, doesn't even feel like it was real, where we're talking about Virginia Tech having literally no opportunities. And now it's just every time down, they're ending with great shots. So just great adjustments by the Virginia Tech coaching staff.
Because it was, again, I feel that one set that I go back to on Virginia's first goal.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech opens up. They pulled out one of the defenders so they couldn't slide like they've been doing for so long. They get a beautiful skip pass, and they get the goal, and that just fired it up.
Yeah, it just feel like it just opened the floodgates for the Hokies here. Now if you're Boston College, you got to see a little bit of the fortitude of your team. Can you dig back? Now you're the team that's on the ropes after being up big for most of the game. I'm not sure what you can call that other than a crab walk on his back, I guess.
That was the wheelbarrow. 6:38 left, 7-6 the score. BC on to offense. As this one's going to be taken in by Seamus Scaring. Scaring surveys, waits for a little bit of support off the bench. 6:20 left and ticking down in what's now a 6-7 game if you're a Boston College fan.
And Boston College, you don't want to over-adjust. You don't want to over-correct and start doing things that are outside your normal game. You want to settle down, get back to the things that you do well. Now you've got the ball for the first time in a little bit. Settle the ball down. Go back to your basics and make some looks happen here.
VT on the other side, you got to keep the ball rolling because, again, you can't just sit back and let BC do just that.
That's right, yeah. You want to continue to be aggressive. You've kind of got all the momentum in the world right now. And you don't want to create opportunities for the Eagles, but you also don't want to let them just recontrol the pace of the game. Can't go over the head check there.
Opportunity, shot goes just wide. 39.
When you play against a good Canadian, you can't go for those over-the-head checks. Those guys can go right through those checks, no problem. You're not going to stop him with a trailing stick check there. So you got to be more fundamental, break down, play body, push him out. Don't go for stick checks.
Here's BC now. Since taking that 4-0 lead, they've been outscored 7-2. Virginia Tech on their heels somewhat, playing a little bit of defense. But that has never been an issue in this game. I mean, you look at it, they kept them, even though their offense was not humming, they kept them to 4 goals before they finally got there.
Yeah, and really the defense is the reason they're still in this game. They were held off Boston College well. Virginia Tech had almost an entire half of offensive dry spell. And without that elite defense, you're not in a position to be up 7-6 here in the fourth quarter.
Ball's worked to GLE far side. Nice job there from Herman.
Big.
He's done an excellent job of staying big in his crease. Some goalies shrink to the occasion. He's
aggressive.
Risen. 4:45 left, 7-6 lead.
Just a misground ball here for both teams. Is going to end with.
That's a hockey play over there.
That's right. Chip it around.
Little toe drag. And here now is Virginia Tech.
You're calling for it. Nope.
Ball's going to be kept in play by just about a hair's breadth.
Woo.
And now on that far side, bodies collide on the pick. And it's going to be Virginia Tech with the chance here again. 4:20 left.
And
Hello, Colorado.
Great job of Virginia Tech of taking a lot of pressure there. Virginia Tech taking a lot of pressure there to keep that ball. That wasn't a simple walk it into the box clear that we've been talking about today. That was hey, everybody's pressuring the ball, and they were still able to complete a couple passes there, keep the ball in offense. Now they got a chance to open up their lead a little bit more.
Oh, my goodness.
Gosh.
Danny
same
Riley.
Play. It's the same play.
Third
time right off the pipe again. So one goes in, two right off the pipe. But why not keep going back to that?
Now it's taken up the other way. Opportunity, and out comes Herman. Ball is down, still on the ground. Herman's out there fighting for it, but it's loose and pushed towards the goal, but stays out. Great defensive play.
That's a little bit of a risky pass there, but it's going to get it through. He can't step over here. He's offside. He's offside 3-4 times. He's offside. Oh, no, call him back.
Whistle blows now.
Hold on, we got a whistle. Let's see what it is. Oh, and Virginia Tech is going to get a conduct foul. So their coach is jumping on the field trying to call for an offside call. I think the refs are right on this one, that Boston College just had too few men on the field, which is the right call to not call the offside. Virginia Tech was on the field calling for the penalty, and they get a conduct foul. Ball was loose, so it's just a Boston College ball, no penalty.
Wow. 3:15 to go. Unbelievable here. 7-6 the score. Virginia Tech on top. It is their first lead of the game. They took it with just 7:03 to go in the matchup. And now they're on their heels again. Defensively, this is going to be Bromley looking to come out. The Canadian works his way over to the near side, and that was really awful. I forced that pun, but I got it in there nonetheless. Up top it goes to Scaring. Trying to get free here, past his far side. BC didn't like the shot opportunity. Goes back up top to Scaring. And Scaring's going to make a little bit of a move. Cuts right to left, playing that right foot. Nice job on that trail check. And then a shot goes off the pipe. Stays out. Chased down by Boston College. It's Gerard Quinn.
Good look.
Takes that, fires it into X. Gathering it and cradling is Hinks.
There's 2:19 left here.
Now worked out far. Hinks, a shot, and is a riser. I think that may have been a good defensive stick there. It got in the way.
Yeah. Definitely redirected the shot.
Yeah.
That one wasn't even close.
He just got the poke on it as he was trying to come down and over the ball. That sounded good, so I went with it. Worked up near side. BC on the backdoor play. Ball is loose and stays out again. Virginia.
Now can you clear it? Now's where if you're Boston College, you got to start being a little bit aggressive in your ride. Not to be overly aggressive, but don't let it give them the easy clears here. Virginia. And you can see, actually, Boston College is in a 10-man ride here. So for the first time today, Boston College has jumped out into a 10-man ride.
Wow. Look at that. They almost got
They had an opportunity. That's going to be a push on Boston College, going to go back to Virginia Tech. But you saw for the first time today, Boston College jumped out into a 10-man ride. They're being more aggressive, knowing they need to get the ball back a couple times here. You may need to see a double team here with a minute 40 left. You can probably let Virginia Tech. They're not going to be able to kill the entire minute 40 without taking a shot here. But you don't want to give up another goal, but you also can't let them milk the majority of the clock out of the way here.
Danny Riley takes it. Nice loft pass. That was a beauty. Comes into his man. Opportunity for a fast break, not there, as a good job from BC getting defensive. But you look at it and you can see they're activating their netminder. Pass comes out front, put just wide. Opportunity there from Coetzer to complete the hat trick, and now a timeout taken. Coetzer was looking for the hat trick. He was in front, but shoveled it just over the goal frame.
And you're going to see here on this timeout. So Boston College, if you're the team that's losing here, I actually, as a defensive coach, I like these timeouts because what it gives you a chance to do is set up your double team coming out of the timeout. So what you'll see is a minute 12 left. Boston College isn't going to come out here and play 6-on-6 defense. They're going to come out in a double team, try and create the turnover, spark that for offense heading the other way here. So if you're Boston College, I like this timeout a lot.
Now, on the flip side of that, though, and you talked about this, it's going to be a reset on that time. Now, we're not going to kill off all of this 72 seconds, but it does help somewhat for this Virginia Tech squad as well.
And at this point, with a minute 12 left, it's not going to matter as much because Boston College isn't going to let them try and play this down to a shot clock. Because let's say best case scenario, you kill 30 seconds before they put the shot clock on. This game's almost over at that point. So you're Boston College. You've got to come out with something aggressive here. You've got to probably pull your goalie, go for a double team here, and try and create that turnover. So if you're Virginia Tech, what you're drawn up on the other side is what's your plan to beat it? What's your plan to beat a double team coming here out of the timeout?
What is the plan?
There's a lot of ways to do it. You can run substitutions up at the midline. You can try and isolate who's going to be covered by the goalie and throw a 50-50 ball to him. There's a lot of different ways that you can beat this double team that have been drawn up. I personally like playing a little bit of substitution game, opening up some looks that way. Because you have to be scouted to be ready for it. But if you don't have it in the back of your playbook, usually what you'll either do is you have a great guy with the ball on a stick and he'll just run through the double team, try and take the double team and beat it, or you can isolate whoever the goalie is covering and try and create that opportunity. And this is I was going to say, it looked like there was a little bit of a triple team there, but the goalie's jumping back out. So you can see the goalie jumping on 49. He's going to go down into the alley at X.
Dewey's
and they're
the
just going to beat it. They're just going to beat it themselves with running the ball here.
And there it is. There's a little bit of the factor of, hey, this is the 4th game on this field here today. Dewey's just going to run this one out. 1:04 left. He shovels a pass.
Yeah,
that's going to be onto the ground. Scooped up initially by Boston College. And then they find their netminder. Here comes O'Keefe as the coaching staff tries to tell him to settle down. Plenty of time on the clock. 50 seconds left. Man gets through. And here is BC. Here comes a run.
Here's the timeout. So they're going to draw it up now, too.
43 seconds left. You're on the other side of it now, but I want to hear all about it.
Yeah.
So now you're not going to double team. You're just going to try and slide out.
So you're certainly not going to double team, obviously. But you're Virginia Tech here. You're going. You're kind of going to have to respond to what Boston College does. If you're Boston College, you got 43 seconds. That's enough time for a couple shots, a couple cracks at the apple here. But you're going to have a play that you've drawn up, that you've run before. Maybe it's an out-of-bounds play. You've got something that you go to the well. I wouldn't be surprised to see this ball end up in Bromley's stick to create the offense. He's so talented. He's good with the ball. He's good at getting through checks. Let him create the offense. Let him draw the slide to him, and then maybe be a distributor out of it. So certainly put the ball in your best guy's stick. You got 43 seconds left. Don't let the game end. It's like having somebody besides LeBron take the last shot. It's just not what you want to do. Put the ball in your best guy's stick.
I love it. I do love it. The one quirk on that one there, Jordan, is that Bromley's solid. But do you go to Spencer or do you go to David Hinks, who also scored 32 in the regular year?
I let Bromley create and look for the feed. So unlike LeBron, where he's just going to take the last shot, I'm putting the ball in his stick to be able to draw that attention and then trust that he can make either the shot, either get himself to a good shot or make a right feed. What you want is in the best decision maker's hands here. Somebody who can read what the defense is giving him, find the hole, and I think this year that's proven to be Bromley.
Should be a great last 43 seconds regardless. 7-6 game. Best one we've had on Field 5. Yeah, absolutely.
Probably the best game of the tournament so far.
That's what some of the Twitter followers were thinking as well. Excitement on the Virginia Tech bench. Nervous excitement. Now, this is going to be taken by Scaring. Scaring's got 24 apples on the season. Entering into this national tournament. Work down low, knee side GLE. Bromley had to go pre-release.
Looks like there's going to be either a crease or a push. Let's see what they call. Crease violation on Boston College.
Wow.
Virginia Tech ball.
They need a double team Herman immediately, but he gets a quick pass off with that immediate whistle that restarts play. Worked up far side. And this is going to be taken by Virginia Tech. 15 seconds on the clock. They roll
clever
it.
Play.
That's a beauty. 10 seconds to go. Virginia Tech. 10 on the clock. They're going to run it out.
That's one way to ice it.
Virginia Tech is headed to victory here.
Throws it up in the air. The Hokies are moving on, facing the Michigan State Spartans tomorrow.
7-6 your final here in a game where they had to claw back, and they do just that. They end up on top. They outscored them 7-2 after that 4-0 lead for BC.
What a gutsy performance from Virginia Tech, because, I mean, we've mentioned this 3 or 4 times already, but Virginia Tech had nothing going on. It felt like this game was just going nowhere for the Hokies, and not only do they figure a few things out, but then they go on a run to be able to pull back into the lead here.
Twice.
Twice. They go on 2 runs, and it seemed like every possession they were getting great shots. So credit to the coaching staff on great adjustments. Credit to the players for keeping their head in the game and not feeling down when things weren't going their way. But what a great comeback.
Absolutely. One of our favorite games so far. Jordan and I will be back tomorrow for second round action. We will have that game between Virginia Tech and Michigan State. That should be a doozy. We'll see. Again, it's just going to be a matter of who is going to come out and have their style win out in that one, because Virginia Tech is going to definitely have their hands full with that team.
I think you're right about that. I think it's going to be the defense played well tonight, very well against Boston College. They're going to see a better offensive team than Boston College tomorrow when they play Michigan State. So they're going to have to up their game. The offense is certainly going to have to score more than 7 to beat this Michigan State team. They're going to have to probably break 10 to beat the Spartans.
Absolutely. Well, we'll have that for you. So long and good evening from Salt Lake City, Utah. Back with the second round tomorrow. This has been 2018 National Championship coverage of the MCLA. For Jordan, I'm Vladen. So long.
I'm Eric Law. I went to the